Question and answer time with Todd and Aaron.
It's time for Q&A with TNA. By the way, that stands for Todd and Aaron.
All right. Welcome into Q&A with TNA. I am the A of TNA, Aaron Montgomery. This is the, wrong way. This is the T of TNA, and that is Todd Downing, and we are with our success group. And Todd also Fat Dad Wholesale. So we got lots of great ways that we can help and support businesses out there, including answering questions, Todd, which is
and I think we're gonna cave to Aaron, and we're gonna change up a little things. Like, look at him getting all giddy and excited over there. Because remember, we said we were gonna keep these. Remember when we started these? It's gonna be like 15 minutes, half hour tops. I think it maybe has happened one time in 2 years.
I was gonna say maybe even half hour would like if we got half hour, I'd be shocked, honestly.
Yeah. So the plan is we're gonna answer a couple questions here. We're gonna keep it as close to half hour as possible.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to go to this little guy right down here in that corner. I can't reach through and touch it.
Yeah.
So head over to that link there, osg.link/volley. We're going to continue on the conversation there. So
yes.
Questions, we'll do answers, we'll carry on a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
I'll even set up a new channel there that we'll call Q&A with TNA, and I'll think about this as we're going out throughout this here, because I think what we want to do is just make it like you got to show up. Then we'll answer these questions from this time to this time. Maybe it's only an hour or something like that, and maybe that's tomorrow. Maybe that's Friday. Maybe that's I don't know. We'll figure out a time. But
we'll get it.
I won't take up your weekend, but we can figure something out. So So that sounds like fun. Everybody ready to volley, right? We're ready to kind of jump in there. osg.link/volley. And we'll check that out. But let's see who we've got in here first, Todd. And we've got Jerry joining us. Thank you. And are you ready?
What's up, Chuck?
Great to see you guys. Curtis, I think, Todd, just take it easy. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Curtis asks, hello, DTF up and going?
For somebody.
How about your DTF, Todd?
Okay, so here's the thing, is we are farther along than what we started with at the beginning of the day. Because remember, when ours went down, we had nothing happening, right?
Yeah.
Nothing happening. So we swapped out the board. We did an ink charge on it. I seen ink flowing through to the waste tank. So, hey, I got ink flowing through. That means I've got heads good, right? I mean, technically I should have heads good, because if I've got ink going through there, ink comes to the head, it goes through, boom, I should be good there. Did that. I put some syringes on there to pull also, make sure we were good on that. Did a couple cleanings, ran a nozzle check. I've got color, looked pretty good. I probably 2 more nozzle checks, but you got to think it hasn't printed in 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It's been wet capped. I haven't done anything other than wet cap it, and the color printed great, but no white. So no white, dim light, no white. That's what my new shirt's gonna say. Dim white, no white. Dim light, no white.
Dim light, no white. All right. Well, there you go, Curtis. It is not up and going yet, but Todd does have ways to take care of people. So don't stop sending him DTF.
Don't stop believing in me, man.
Yeah,
we got this, because that was one of the great things about. I just had a conversation with somebody right before we did this, where their new machine, they said they're about 20 days out is what they're anticipating. And I said, 20 days out, what's that technically mean? They said they ordered direct from China. And I said, oh boy. I said, hopefully you don't have any issues. I said, because you saved $7,000 is what you told me you saved. But that will quickly disappear when you have an issue. And now you're on China's time to do it. And with me, I mean, here, it was a board or heads. China's not going to send you new heads. Let's just be honest with that. They're not going to send you new heads. $1,200 each. You're going to spend $2,400 on heads. And that's just the way it is, because it's China, and that's it. A board may be questionable if they would cover that. So our vendor is taking care of us on it. They're helping us out on the print side of things too. So while we're not, making the great money we should be by printing for ourselves, we're not losing any money. So that right there, that's what you pay for when you buy from a U.S. rep, is that, you pay for the service side on it. So I'm very thankful that we did that, and I didn't try and be the cheapie and go straight to China, because I would be not having fun right now. I would be like a certain company that charged people more than what they should have and then decided not to tell anybody, right? That's what I would be feeling like right now.
We're not going to get into that tonight, but we might, right? We might at some point, but
maybe.
Yep. And all right. So Becky says hello, and then Becky says, yes, is this your new machine that is not working?
Yeah, it is an anomaly. Out of I think he said that they've got 37 that they've sold this year. So, I mean, it's a fair amount of printers. A lot of times they try, a lot of people, we got hundreds of them that we sold. Hey, 37 sounds like a realistic number to me. I would get that. I am the only one experiencing this issue. China is not 100% sure what it was either, and that's why they're going back and forth that route. I'm like, well, there's two things here. It's got to be a board or a head, because at that time, both heads weren't working. So I'm like, our initial thought was it's got to be a board, right? Because that's causing both heads not to. Well, now that we got one head working, we're thinking that it might be the head on the other one, on the white, but everything's flowing, so it's hard to sell. We'd replace that ourselves. They're actually getting a tech to come to us, and that's what we're scheduling up here in the next 2 weeks. So they can come. They're going to go through it, probably install new heads, and just run with it. If that doesn't work, we will have a new print. The next tier is, if this doesn't work, and we still have, even if it does work and we still maybe have incremental issues or something over the next 30, 45 days, 60 days, they're just going to swap out the printer for me. So I got to say, that's service with a smile.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, service with a smile. Let's keep the smiles coming then. We've got Sandy checking in from Honeybee Creations. Thanks for being here, Sandy. And Tanya.
Tanya's doing great today.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been on social media much today. So
you haven't been on Volley? She's just,
I've just been on Volley.
I think she went out she lollygagged around all day, had Jay do all this hard work and really
Tanya. I thought I said Sandy. I'm sorry.
I said Tanya. Tanya there.
That's what it was, because her name's Tanya. So anyways,
spell it out.
And then she says, oh crap, no white. Yep.
Yeah, no white, man.
Yep.
No white.
And then we've got Edward. Am I late? Nope, you're right. Perfectly on time.
Depends. Define late.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Edward, good to see you from Smoky Visions Crafts. And Chuck, you are correct. Service is king.
That it is.
All right. Well, here you go, Todd. Throwing this one at you.
FU.
Facebook user.
Yes. Facebook user.
So Facebook user is what FU stands for. If you don't want to be a Facebook user anymore, you've got a couple of choices. You can head over to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give them permission to allow us to see your name from whatever group you're watching from currently. And yes, you've probably already done it before. Yes, Facebook just doesn't like to play nice all the time. Or secondly, there you go. That's the other link that you go to. Get you to the same place, basically. OurSuccess.group. Or here you go, FatDadLive.com or LiveOSG.com. That will take you over to our YouTube channels. And YouTube doesn't seem to have any problem playing nice. So,
yeah.
But to answer your question, can I ask any question, life questions? And I know you said just kidding, but that's how and why we started this show. It was right as the pandemic was starting, and we just wanted to kind of be out there, kind of bring community together since we're all stuck at home. And we said we would answer any question at all. I think we didn't even put any caveats in that. Fortunately, people have been nice to us. But the way to do it, you have to go to OurSuccessGroup.com/QA. So there you go.
Cursive.
Very nice. That was very nice cursive by you. And then we've got Mo checking in. Good evening. Also Ree checking in. Good evening. So, all right. So Edward says, I think I want to try and do a live sublimation product on YouTube or Twitch sometime soon. Okay.
Do it. Why is it got to be soon? Why can't it be today? Why can't it be right after this is over?
There you go. Get into action. I like it. Good job. All right. Well, Todd, since we've already blown through 10 minutes of our 30 minutes that we have available tonight, and let's go ahead and get at least one question in here. I think we can do that. And then,
all right.
Like I said, then we'll figure out how to get the rest of it happening over on osg.link/volley.
Mm-hmm.
Just a volley Q&A with TNA. So I'll be thinking about this. All right. And then I'm not real sure on the questions, Todd. I know you kind of put these things in here. Is there a certain one that we should start with? I can't remember if we covered this or not.
Right? Yep, we covered that one. So
okay.
Then,
okay, I see that.
Yep, and then we're good on. Yeah, either one of those we can start with.
Okay, well, let's just start with the one at the top then.
Cool.
When you say your next training class is on automation, what does that mean?
It's automatic. Automation, right? Aaron, you found this guy, right?
Yeah.
I like it. Doesn't sound. I guess it sounds bad. You just found this guy.
Yeah.
But tell us about him.
Yeah. So the guy's name, I haven't figured out if I'm supposed to call him James or Jimmy yet, but we enjoy people named Jimmy. We had Jimmy Lamb as a guest trainer not too long ago talking about copyright and trademark and how to deal with that, even though he's not an attorney. But anyhow, this gentleman, Jimmy, last name's Rose, and he is an automation engineer. He actually has a degree as an automation engineer. And I found him. Sorry, we've got some things going on around here. Kylene's throwing stuff apparently. So anyhow, he's an automation engineer. That's an actual degree. And I found him because we've been talking to people about how do we improve things in our business? How do we automate tasks that we do over and over again? You know, you can do things like VAs and stuff like that, but there are certain things that we can just use software, etc., to be able to automate those things. So we're going to spend, actually, I saw the slides already. We're going to spend a good chunk of the time going over a product called Zapier, Zapier. Now, I know there is also another one out there that people may have heard of, If This Then That, IFTT, something like that, I believe. Yep. Zapier and If This Then That are very similar. Zapier is just a little higher end with more stuff, more things that it can do. And so he kind of is on that platform. Then he's got another platform in there that I'd never heard of before. So I'm not going to give it away. That's for OSG folks. But there's another platform that he's going to use. And what he's telling me is that if we look at our business in the right way, he feels like he can get us 100 hours. Now, I'm not going to hold him to this because we are a bit more conservative, but he said 100 hours a month.
Oh, 100 hours a month. I think
we're
I get
saying
100 hours
a year, right? I think our businesses don't as easily, because he works a lot with like people in the e-commerce space and stuff like that. So,
well, I mean,
hey, who knows?
100 hours a month, let's see. So that's 25 hours a week. That's 3 hours a day, just three and a half hours a day. So probably not for us, but I was happy with 100 hours a year because at $125 an hour times 100 hours, what's that come out to? Is that 12,500? Is that right? Something like that. Yeah, I think that's $12,500 that it would save me per year. So I was cool with 100 hours per year. If you can get us into
I was in at that too, but as I read a little deeper and continued talking to him. So anyhow, regardless, we're going to say 100 hours a year, and then when you end up with 100 extra hours a month, then you can just send us any extra checks or anything like that.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, that the cool part about all this is really just that you can set these things up in such a way that, so for example, you take an order on, you've got, a system that you use, and there are certain milestones, checkpoints along the way. And maybe you've got a spreadsheet that you use. Zapier will link into to a Google spreadsheet. And if you check a box, add a field, whatever, put a date or something like that in there, it will automatically send somebody a notification. Hey, your order is now in this status, right? So you can update your customers on their order status. You can respond automatically to projects that come in, requests that come in on different channels, right? You get an email, it'll automatically reply. Instead of that typical autoresponder, you can set it up in such a way that it's variable as far as the data goes. Mm-hmm. So, again, the customers are just, hey, I'm getting information. So that's one side of the customer facing stuff. Yep. But then just all of the other things that you might do in a day-to-day kind of operation, that if it's something that you kind of do on the computer and you just do it over and over again, why not just automate it? Right. Why not just make it easy? So, for example, Todd, here's how one of the things that I'm using Zapier for right now. When we create a new training, there are some details and stuff that go along with that, right? We have to have the links. We have to get all this stuff together. And then we have to create emails to remind people. We set up some other things. Well, I'm hoping to learn it even more because I believe I can do even more with this. But right now, I put all those details into a spreadsheet, and then it populates a ton of that stuff. And I don't have to hardly do anything. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to learning some things on this too, because I think I can do even more. But think about that with, I'm trying to think like off the top of my head here, Todd, something that would happen inside of a decorating business, right? Maybe you get information that the products are not going to be there on when you thought they were going to be there. Right. And so you could plug that information into a spreadsheet that would pull that out. And then anybody that has, you just got to tie the parts and pieces together. Anything that you could think of that off the top of your head that you can automate. I'm sure there's going to be so many things that we didn't even think of. That's the real fun.
So I think on something like that is if I have a date where a fundraiser is closing, where you can just throw names or emails in there and it'll send that, hey, there's 3 days left. Hey, there's 2 days left. So I think, how can I make that work for me so I don't have to do it? So anything that can save time that way, I'm all about. I think on for us, it could be, I want to see how it ties in. How can we make it do that? Because, there's a lot of ways where you can automate on emails that you can already do that way. So how can we make this work in conjunction with it? Or can we get rid of it altogether? Because I know that there's probably, I would say a conservative side, 99% of our members are not doing a tenth of the automation that they could be doing.
Correct.
And so I think you're going to be able to pull a lot from this. May not be able to pull all from it, may not all fit your needs, but there will be something that you'll be able to pull from this to do.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And Todd, automation and kind of that world was actually a huge part of what happened with the place that I was at before our success group, because they were taking in so much data and how do we automate that? How do we get it from one process to the next? Even pulling out like artwork out of stuff, right? And matching it up and stuff like that. So I really kind of got more into it. And I know for a fact that I'm going to learn stuff from this that I'll be able to use inside of our success group too. So, even people that are a little bit already into the automation space, so to speak, just looking at the slides already, I am super stoked. Awesome. Like really stoked.
I might have to go sneak a peek at those and see what we can find.
Yeah, I haven't put them into the folder yet. So.
I didn't see anything because usually I get an update if something's changed. I'm like, I haven't seen anything,
So, and for whatever reason, I have this thing about Australia. I think it's a really cool place and it's on my bucket list, right? And so he's from Australia, so that also checks another bucket for me.
So maybe if he could broadcast it, it would be like you were in Australia, right?
That's right. I'll feel more like I'm there, right? Maybe it'll get me to go there a little bit quicker. So anyhow,
faster. So, No, that's
looking forward to it.
Right? Yeah.
What's that time? Sorry.
That's next week. Next Wednesday, right?
Next Wednesday. That's right. May 11th. And so I think that with that coming up next week, this is a really great time. If you're not already an OSG squad member, actually got it right above me right now. If you go to oursuccessgroup.com/try OSG, that will actually get you an opportunity to check it out for a month at $5. So
Whoa.
for the low price. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know next week I'm gonna need all the automation I can get, because next week I'm already dreading next week. Corey heads to Mexico. Kids are still in school. I've got work. I've got to make sure my schedule is tight, so I don't. I need somebody to go automatically pick up the kids. So I remember to do that. Luckily, the Wednesday is not a super early out day, because the kids for whatever reason get out early every Wednesday. Today was 10:55. How hard it is to remember. So automation is going to be amazing for me next week.
If you can't tell, I'm pretty geeked out about it. So, but I just, the thing that really kind of gets me super excited about this, Todd, is because I do know how much time this can save. And I do know how often you and I talk to these business owners that are so overwhelmed. They can't even, they started a business so they could, get their time back, so they could actually be in charge of their own time and be able to spend time with families and all this other stuff. And then they end up being more buried than if they just had a day job. I think a lot of it comes down to thinking about your business in a process kind of way, and then using tools like this that will really help you do more with less. Right. So, between hiring a VA and doing stuff with automation, I think we can go a really long ways still just being a solopreneur.
Oh, yeah.
But when we just try to do it all ourselves without really thinking through the big picture of it, that's where we get ourselves into this mess of like, oh my God, I'm so busy, I can't see straight right now.
Yeah, I think getting over that roadblock of I have to do everything myself. It's my business. I need to do it all. But there you know, like when you scale, especially look at anything that scales, there's not a singular person. It's a team of people.
Yeah,
and you can have a team of people. When you get a VA, they're an employee, right? You're getting an employee that does their job.
You just have to worry about paying all the employee stuff, right?
Right. The employee problems, you don't have as much of that. So that's something to look at. And if you're struggling in your business, especially on the time management side, when you can see those stupid mundane tasks that you do over and over, and you're like, I just want somebody else to do this, just hire a VA to have them do it for you.
Yeah. And a little sneak peek for those OSG squad members, that is one of the areas that he's going to be covering. Like I said, I got to see the slides already, is how to find the things that we can automate, right? Processes to actually figure out how to find those things. So
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of it.
Yeah, I do too. All right, well, let's cover a couple more because we're coming up on it here. And like I said, we need to be out of here right at the 30-minute mark. So it gives us about 7 minutes here to tie up the loose ends here. We do have another question that we'll get to over on Volley. So we'll talk about that in just 1 second. And then, so Edward said he's not going to do it right now because he's not eaten yet. It's a cold, wet day. Barbecue burnt ends with mustard sauce and hot barbecue sauce, I think, is needed. So there you go.
Yeah, I would go eat and then I would go do it. Quit. Because Edward, that totally sounds like an excuse to me. Like, okay, I can't do it because I got to eat. Well, our friend Jen got me on this stupid rabbit hole of this show called Alone. Have you heard of this show, Aaron?
No, I don't.
So it basically they drop people off in the wilderness and they're just alone with cameras and that's it. And she told me I had to start at season 1. And like they made it overnight. They're like, there's bears in here. I'm out. Like, come on, you're going to the wilderness. Of course there's going to be bears there. What didn't you know about it? But you got to take action, Edward. You can't make excuses. Just grab the camera. Just film yourself doing it. Eat a burnt end while you're doing it. Guess what? It's going to be fine. Quit making excuses and do it. Just do it, man. Do it.
You can do it, Edward.
I make mistakes every week, right? Tuesday with Todd, chock full of mistakes. And you know what I do? I do it live and I let it post. So you can just make a video and put it on there. You'll be fine.
There you go. Yeah. Jennifer thought that was funny. And Dean talking about the automation. He can't wait to hear. Yeah, I think it'd be great. And Edward, we can start a petition for him to pay your way to Australia to do an in-person live stream. Yeah. Actually, I have applied to do some speaking for some other people in Australia, some small business people over there, and not live, that they're virtual events. But one of the things I told them when they asked, why would you want to do this? And I said, well, I've always wanted to go to Australia. So I figure if I do a good job here, maybe you guys will ask me to come over and pay my way.
It sounds like a great reason to me. I think you find a coffee house that has stand-up mic, and you can just do it, and it all becomes a business expense anyway.
That's right. I will write it. Absolutely, 100%. I'll write it off. That's not going to be a problem. Remember,
it becomes a business. Hey, I got a speaking engagement. Really? Where at?
Yeah,
it's at like 2 Cups Coffee down in Sydney. I don't know, but hey, I'm going to Australia.
I will find somebody that I can talk to there about some business thing, and then we'll be able to write that off. Yeah. So for those of you that have your drinks ready, my dad was a CPA for 25 years. So
we do have that made me think of something else. I was told we should do another drinking game of every time you say volley. We should get that one.
Well, I'm trying to get people on it. So right now it's going to be a lot.
Wonderful. But Ron, we have one of the people in our group, Rhonda. She's from Australia. Because I remember when we were talking not too long ago, that about printers and stuff, and her getting one there. So I say we just go down and check out her printers, and then it definitely is a business trip, right? I think we just do that. It comes out fine. Yeah,
there you go. Business trip. It sounds like a plan to me. All right, let's cover a couple more because and then when you get the details of how we're going to do some bonus Q&A with TNA here. So Becky, I do see your question. I'm not avoiding it. I'm not trying to. In fact, I'll even put it up on screen. But we're going to take that to volley. I think that's a good one to take to volley. I've made a note of that.
Yeah.
And let's see here. What else we got here? Dean.
When we do this volley thing, we're going to do it in threads, right? So here's the question. Here's the thread below it. Here's the question. Here's the thread below it. Because a lot of us didn't realize that this thing was impossible in this thread. What are these? And it's like, why can't I find this? Oh, look, there's more stuff in this.
There's a thread. So 2 things are going to happen before we do this. I am going to create a little how-to video of how to use Volley and how to use the threads. So that way people can be aware. We will also create a channel called Q&A with TNA, and we will have that extra channel. If you go to osg.link, you'll see all the different channels for the OSG community. So you've got success principles, you got business tips, you got to introduce yourself, you've got random, we've got Philippines 413. I haven't seen a whole lot of action over there, folks. So you must not screw up. Nobody screws up, Todd. You're the only one that screws up.
They're amazing. I totally get it. Because we're going to do a volley here. So I'm going to see if I can switch this. Because I see it is Star Wars Day. Don't forget about that. Let's see. Let's get over here. We're going to switch this because, hey, we are in Q&A with TNA. And guess what? Tonight, we're going to start something new in Volley, and we're going to continue the conversation over there. And look, you can look that way, and there's Aaron right there. Say hi, Aaron. Look at him right there. Where are we going to be at here soon?
Yes. There'll be a new channel called Q&A with TNA, and we'll do very timed. We're gonna just kind of make it you got to be there, got to show up, kind of like showing up on the live here.
That's right. So that's coming up soon. Volley, osg.link/volley. If you're watching this on this, because if you're watching this on this, you're already on Volley.
There you go. All right. So there's the Volley thing. So we'll do that. Any particular time that stands out to you? Like I said, let's just make it a time. You guys, is there a particular time that you want to meet over there?
I say we could start. Here's what we can do. Let's go. Let's start it and do a 24-hour of it. So we can start it after this. We can put the questions in. We have a thread, and that's it. So that way.
Well, you've got your thing. Yeah. What time are you done with your thing? Let's start it after that because I need to also get some setup done.
But if you ask the questions, we can just put it in there because that's the whole great thing about Volley is you answer when it fits for you. So let's say we'll start at you want to go 7 p.m.?
That'll give me time to to get the setup done and get that how-to video put in there and stuff like that. So
perfect.
7 o'clock. So 7 to 7.
Yeah, 7 to 7. I like it. I like it a lot.
So 7 tomorrow night. So between now and then, we'll have Becky's question. We've got another question from Q&A that we'll have in there. You guys put questions in. And here's what I want to do is we want to just ask the question, and you guys should pop in and answer the questions too, right? So we'll thread it, and I'll show you how to thread. And then whatever that question is, everybody can put your opinion, put your thoughts, and then look at how much amazing information we're going to have there.
Yeah, because we won't be back with another Q&A with TNA for 3 weeks.
Correct.
Because we've got 2 weeks of training, and then we'll be back with there. So, hey, that's a chance. Extended version.
This is it. So We're going to do this bonus Q&A 24-hour session over on Volley. You got to go to osg.link/volley. And it's really not as hard as people make it out to be. So it's okay. You know, I don't know if you guys watched any of my volleys earlier today. Yeah, crazy hair, you know, no makeup on, none of that stuff, right? So,
Me either.
anyways, and then Dean, let's see. Yeah, we're good there. All right, let me make sure that we got everything. Dean, I'll also have this question in there. How did the show go last week? How did we do at the show there at
Awesome.
EEM? So I'll put EEM as one of the questions.
Perfect.
And all right. And Dean, I did want to get this comment though, because I think this is valuable. You own your all business. You can take whenever you want off. You have all kinds of money. You can do whatever you want, right? That's kind of what we're talking about, right? You can do all that.
Yeah, because she's got Kylene chained to a machine in the other room. You hear her trying to beat to get out. That's what it was.
She's throwing
He's
stuff
like,
to get out.
time.
Edward says, I need to get the camera set up. I have not done a live in a while. I've done scroll sawing, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Just do it, Edward. You got it.
Just do it.
Just
do it.
Do it. Tanya says, Volley has been great.
Yeah.
Jerry says, bring on the how-to video. Edward, Q&A with TNA, the movie.
Ooh, yeah. More swearing.
Sandy, what happens at Tinley Park stays at Tinley Park. What do you?
I know. We ate chocolate from Uranus in Tinley Park. It was.
We should have done a drinking game at Dax. Well, maybe we did. LOL. Okay.
We did. We had a great time at Dax. Like I said, eating fudge from Uranus was probably a highlight of the night. It was definitely a good time. It was good. The fudge from
you weren't
Uranus
there. It's not really going to make sense. All right. So just and Jennifer says Volley has been awesome. All right. So on Volley, osg.link/Volley. We will see you there. Like I said, about an hour and a half or so. I'll have it all set up. There'll be a new channel there, but get over there, check it out. And if you're new to Volley, hit that introduce yourself channel. Just, it doesn't have to be anything exciting. Hey, my name's Aaron. My company is this. I do this. I always encourage people to share a fun tip, right? My name's Aaron. Our Success Group, we support small business owners. I have a crazy love of volleyball, and some people call me a data hipster. There you go, right? That's some people call Todd a data hipster, right?
That wearing the shirt, so it must be true.
Get into that introduce yourself channel first. We'll have it all set up by 7 Central Time, and we'll start that for a 24-hour period. We'll be on top of that, just answering, and we're pretty on top of Volley to begin with, but this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it, Todd.
I'm good with it.
All right, brother. I know you got to get running. I do too. So we'll see you guys over on Volley, and then we'll be back for Q&A, like Todd said, in 3 weeks. So we've got training next week, implementation call the week after that for those of you in the OSG squad. If you want to be part of that, yes, get there. Do it. OSG.
$5.
Right. ourssuccessgroup.com/try OSG. $5. Okay. $5. All right, everybody. We'll see you over there on Volley later, and hopefully we'll also see you in the OSG squad. So, Todd, did we get it?
Yeah,
we're good?
I'm ready.
All right, brother.
We're good. All right.
Have a good night. We'll talk to you guys
See
later.
you guys.